What's up? We are going through the best PrizePicks player props for today. So I have two MLB player props on PrizePicks, and there's a lot of value. So again, the way that PrizePicks works is it doesn't matter what two picks I put in my entry. I am getting plus 200 odds, right? You're always getting plus 200 odds for a two player prop pick entry on PrizePicks. If I take the over, if I take the under, 500 to win 1,500, of which $1,000 is profit, that's just plus 200 odds, right? So essentially what we're going to be showing is how to use OddsJam to compare the implied odds on PrizePicks, which again are going to be exactly the same for the over and the under, as well as between players, right? The over and the under are always going to have the same implied price because any two player prop picks you put together on PrizePicks, you are getting plus 200 odds, right? So we're going to be looking for two great bets on PrizePicks for today. And the first one I found on the OddsJam Positive Expected Value page. It's a really good pick. Dakota Hudson, under 3.5 strikeouts, minus 137 odds, right? Minus 137 implied odds is the price you are getting on PrizePicks. And you can see most of the sports books have this at like minus 180, minus 188 on Pinnacle Sportsbook right here, the sharpest sportsbook, right? And we're able to get minus 137. So there's insane value on Dakota Hudson, under 3.5 strikeouts, minus 137. And I just found this on the OddsJam Positive Expected Value page. So the next pick I like, so we're going with Dakota Hudson, under 3.5 strikeouts. I found on the middle tool. So I found this on the OddsJam middle tool, and it's a really good one as well. Ian Anderson, under 5 strikeouts. You can see this is minus 137 on PrizePicks, right? Implied price. Most sports books have this minus 170, minus 165 for under 4.5. So on top of minus 137 being a pretty good price, even for under 4.5 strikeouts, we get the additional half a strikeout on PrizePicks because they have their line set at over under 5 strikeouts, as opposed to the sports books, which have their line set at over under 4.5. So we're able to pick up an additional half of a strikeout on PrizePicks, and we're getting an incredible price on the under. Right, so we can see the market for under 4.5 strikeouts on Pinnacle is minus 172, plus 127. So if we go here to a no-vig fair odds calculator, plus 127 they had for over 4.5 strikeouts. They had minus 172 on the under. So the fair line would be minus 143.54, right, implying a win percentage of 58.94%. But what's even better is on PrizePicks, we're able to get under 5 strikeouts, not even under 4. So this is a bet I definitely want to lock in as well. Ian Anderson, under 5 strikeouts on PrizePicks. So two unders, Dakota Hudson, right, under 3.5 strikeouts. Insane value on this on PrizePicks with the implied odds they're giving you for any player prop, minus 137. Just comparing the odds, the lines on PrizePicks to the odds on sportsbooks, right? It would be a disaster to have Dakota Hudson over 3.5 strikeouts in your PrizePicks entry, right? Sportsbooks are giving you plus 135, and PrizePicks has the implied price of minus 137. And then we also have Ian Anderson, under 5 strikeouts, minus 137. So we're going to go ahead, we'll lock this in. So that entry was successfully submitted. Boom. Dakota Hudson, under 3.5 strikeouts. Ian Anderson, under 5 strikeouts, right? One was found on the middle tool. One was found on the OddsJam Positive Expected Value tool of mathematically profitable, picks, player props. So we have under 3.5. What we can do is very briefly go through the math, and it should be pretty clear, right? You're getting an insane line on the under on PrizePicks, considering all the sports books have this at like minus 180, minus 188. So what we can do is we can take Pinnacle's market, throw it into a zero vig odds calculator very briefly. So the win percentage for Dakota Hudson, under 3.5 strikeouts, is 60.74%. So we are beating the break-even win percentage of 57.74% that we need to beat on PrizePicks. So we have 60.74%. So we got to put that in here. And this is on Dakota Hudson, under 3.5 strikeouts. And then we also have Ian Anderson, under 5. And this one is literally incredible because if PrizePicks had their line at 4.5, this would still be a great line, and we're getting an additional half a strikeout. So conservatively, we can use the line for 4.5 on Pinnacle. So minus 172 plus 127, which implies a 58.94% win probability for this. So our second one is a 58.94% win probability, and this is, Ian Anderson under 5 strikeouts. And the win probability for this bet is actually going to be much bigger because, again, we're picking up an additional half a strikeout on PrizePicks. So what we can do next is we have the win probability for each of our picks. You multiply them together, and that gets you the win probability for your PrizePicks entry, which is 35.8%. We're staking $500 to win $1,000 of profit. Again, PrizePicks, $500 to win $1,500, but this $500 includes your stake, so it's $500 to win $1,000, right? $500 to win $1,000. So the EV of our PrizePicks entry is $37. $37 in profit margin quantified mathematically, and it's actually going to be higher than that, again, due to this Ian Anderson line that we found on the OddsJam middle tool. So we're getting $37 in profit margin on our PrizePicks entry, 7.4% EV. So again, compare the prices you are getting on PrizePicks to the odds on the sportsbooks. It will help you make better. It will help you spot value and make better entries on PrizePicks. Right? You definitely don't want to go with Dakota Hudson over 3.5 strikeouts. That would be a terrible line considering all of the sportsbooks are giving you plus 135. You might as well go to DraftKings and just, bet $100 to win $135 of profit if you want to bet on Dakota Hudson's over, right? As opposed to including it in your PrizePicks entry. So compare the odds on PrizePicks to the odds on the sportsbooks. Tail this entry, such a good entry. Dakota Hudson, Ian Anderson, under. Let's make some money.